Hi, good morning, everybody. Welcome to my apartment in Vancouver, not Jan's beautiful gallery. I'm away on a show. With the criminal proceedings of the Rust trial wrapping up on Friday, I wanted to have a final say of what I've gone through, what my fellow prop masters and armors have gone through the past almost 3 years since the tragedy. No group has worked harder than our group to get ahead of this, to explain how we handle firearms on a set and how we do our job safely compared to how the firearms were handled on the set of Rust, which was 100% wrong, with number one being a live round was loaded into a firearm on set, and then through a chain of bad decisions and no checks got handed into the actor by the first AD, which was the final problem because the first AD is never allowed to touch a firearm in that chain of custody, for lack of a better term. So a number of us, right after the tragedy, suddenly found ourselves in the media trying to explain how that was a one-off, that was not the norm. And since Brandon Lee was killed in 1993, we'd really upped our game to a point of there was no way this could ever happen. Live rounds are not allowed on a set in the world. Hollywood Safety Bulletin number 1, no live ammo on set. In Canada, my federal license can be removed from me if a live round is found in a firearm or on the set. We police that more than anything, I think, of all the things we do. Property Masters and Armourers are the safety officers on set. As much as the first AD may be charged with that in the books of how set hierarchy is supposed to work, in reality, they rely on us to bring the safe firearm to set for a rehearsal, or whether we're setting up for a gunshot with blanks, which has a whole another level of processes that I've talked about in prior videos. The reality of that entire situation is that we take great responsibility in how we run the sets. The property department, especially property masters and armorers, are not entry-level jobs like they were on Rust. In reality, to become a good property master or a good armorer, you need probably about a decade of experience working with other great property masters and armorers to really understand how a set works. Because what happens when you're the property master on a set and the armorer on a set is you manage the set. As much as the first AD, the line producer, everybody have their processes of managing set. But when the firearms come out, that is really when we step in to manage the adrenaline of a set. Oh, the actor was a half hour late for call, which means that they're late going through hair, makeup, wardrobe. And by the time they get to set, the people who are supposed to be the safety officers are looking at their watch thinking, how am I gonna make my day? How am I gonna make my day? And then in we walk with our firearm safety procedures, which in reality, great ADs leave me alone and let me go through it. But I have worked with a couple of Dave Halls in my career who've tried to utter the words hurry, hurry to me, which got them a pretty good pushback instantly with me looking at them going, we talked about this in prep. We're not going to do it this way. So the words hurry, hurry have no meaning in my ears. As a matter of fact, a lot of times I just take my earpiece out, continue my process and keep working and not listen to all the noise that's going on in my ear about how long it might be taking. Because ultimately my job is to keep the actors safe and the crew safe. There's a lot of misconception out there in the firearm community about Alec Baldwin and how firearms are handled on set. Oh, he shouldn't have had his finger on the trigger. He was reckless. He was this, he was that. Well, the reality of the whole situation is this. First, a live round was on set. Number two, a property master and armorer, depending on the situation, make those firearms completely safe. In my mind, once I go through all my safety checks and I give that actor an inanimate object that cannot fire, I might as well give him a rock or a hammer, because it will not fire. They are free to draw. They are free to do what they need to do. When we bring out blanks, that's a whole different story. That's when it's like, do you need to be standing there? Get off the set. We put up safety gear. We hand out all the safety gear. There's a whole different level. I know I get pushback from firearms community all the time about it, but in reality in film, as one of my colleagues said, is we pour gasoline over people and light them on fire. We do many things. It's not the actor's job to understand how the safety gear and how the glue is on the person and what the safety precautions are taken for that gasoline gag, but That's what we do. We make the set safe. For all aspiring young prop masters and armorers, you have to remember that inexperience and overconfidence are a terrible, terrible mix. And when it comes to firearms, you have to have experience. You cannot take a 2-day course at IATSE. You cannot work in the local gun shop, and because you know how to load a gun, suddenly you're an armorer, because that's really one small part of the job. The job is about management. It's about keeping sets safe. It's about the ability to have a spine and push back when they're being bullies and trying to put you in an unsafe situation. That's my final say on rust. Have a great day, everybody.